forward and back.
Hey, hello, here we are. Once again, back in the saddle. We're blazing. And oh, it's so hot. So hot. Just flying like a bird on my in-motion electric unicycle. It's been a few days. I'm out of the fields. Some new things happening this day. Got some Shredlights on the wheel again because safety. And also, I haven't been able to get out at night time to use them. Just busy back to school with all of I've got a whole clan of children, and I've only got a little bit of time right now to be with you and my wheel. So I'm out rolling to enjoy this day and also just to say hello. So here we go again, just down to a little track. Might go down to the pump track and just loosen up, keep it loose. Keeping it loose today on my channel. Look at this. I hotted up my shoes, man. I've got crazy kicks. I don't really have a great plan for you all. I apologise for that. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry for wasting all your time. We're just going to go with the flow. And when I say go with the flow, what I really mean is going with the flow. We got flow pads. Flow pads are here. They're in my bag. So what we're going to do today is compare the Grizzler Large with the Grizzler Flow. And I thought one way we could do it is we'll head down where we're going, we'll go forwards with the Grizzler Large pads, and we'll come back with the Flow pads. You know, I thought that's a good way to compare. I can't fault these pads. They really are nice for me. They work for me, for my foot profile, and just learnt to really enjoy them. They've held up really well. And yeah, we've gone with the flow pads for the V13, and that's amazing. So I thought before that arrives, the V13 is still a couple of weeks away, so I've got some time to flow with the V11, and that might give some of you out there a chance to look at the options. I don't know what this man's doing. You going in? Yep, you go. I'll wait. At least they saw me. Make sure people see you, don't just like rush into it, I guess. Try to be seen. That's why I went with the bright red pads, and I've got lights all over me today. I velcroed some Shredlights SLR1s to my shoes. I've like kitted out my boots. I reckon that's cool. I was walking around the house and like lasers walk into a room, everything would light up red behind me, and it felt good, powerful, strong aura, strong lights. Why would you put a light on in the day? For safety, you fool. It's like 56 degrees Celsius today, and that's 145 degrees Fahrenheit. People do stupid things when it's hot. Things, you just don't quite think as quick. You're not, a little bit sluggish. It really takes it out of you at the moment. So, in this heat, you might want to be a little bit more safety conscious. So I've popped some lights on. Mostly for other people to see me, not for me to see things. And that's another reason these Shredlights are really important, because in the daytime, still got plenty of power. I can still pump up this SL1000, and yeah, it's heaps bright in the day. I've just tilted it down there so it's not in people's eyes. But I wanted to test out this idea of just sticking some SLR1s, the Shredlights, these are the red lights, as just an extra brake light really, just to give a bit more vision behind me. And the trouble I had when I've stuck them on the pedals before is, they do clip off. If you hit something, So at least this, I think they're out of the way. I'm just not too sure how strong they are with that Velcro. And I did think about tying on just a little piece of like a safety line, and I didn't. So anyway, so I'm going to put the flow pads on in a minute and then try to get to grips with this place a little bit. It's super hot out. So I just had my first slow down warning on the wheel. I guess that's when you know, like, I'm glad that's built in to at least tell me that you're sort of hitting that area. I'm really quite slack with monitoring my wheel, and I need to get better at that. I know with the V13 it's going to give me that extra information just on the fly, and I need that. So I think I'm looking forward to being able to, you know, not so much just feel the wheel's limits. I think the reason I trust it and don't look at the app as much as I need to is just from the time on the wheel and learning its intricacies and knowing when you get those cautions and those warnings, and kind of remembering the feel of the wheel when you got them and the feel of the wheel just before you got them reminds you, you know, you slowly learn that you're feeling you're about to push your wheel too hard, so you just back off just a little bit because you want your wheel to work, or you know, you're pushing it to the limit because you've got a spare wheel, so lucky you. So each time I do that, I'm not really getting much height, but I'm learning the flow, and sometimes I'm a bit janky, sometimes it just feels lots better. So it's that repetition that's going to help me start to get those higher jumps without going beyond my limits and the wheel's limits, just little bits at a time. There's my camera, there's my lens, like protector thing. Glad I saw that. There's also, hang on, all kinds of bits. Here's this. Notice here, that does look like an in-motion bolt, doesn't it? Okay. Let's go see if we can find where that came from while we put the flow pads on. Noticed a bolt sticking up and I thought someone had laid a trap. The wheel's still rolling, still feels okay, but let's have a look. Let's just have a little look-see. But check out these lights, they've stayed on my feet so far. It's really hot too, so those glues, dodgy. It's a really shit job, but a good one. So hot, so much sweat. Well, okay, this might be a job for those more experienced. Blue Loctite and rust. You want to check those important areas first. So your pedal hangers, I think, good place to look. Can't see. So you got 4 on the pedal hangers. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all in place. So my pedals are going to stick on. Might be one for home. Oh, well, I'll put these flow pads on. Be careful. I think if you can see that, you know, there's definitely, the biggest difference with these flow pads is the ability to pivot and lock at these points here, which really, I don't know if you've seen, sometimes I have this space just above my foot, but I really like where everything else is positioned. So with these I should be able to just tilt it down, keeping the top half in the right place, and it should hopefully feel much nicer. So let's you see that there, I can sort of match the profile. Except look at it on backwards, you dick. Trying to look like a professional. Don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's the front. Okay. So trying to keep myself just above the pedals. You can see that this is just the position I've got used to, and you can see that they do sit quite far back on this plate. Now that's because I got used to that, and also because I bought this plate for the S22, as you've heard me mention, so it's really not designed for the V11, but I make it work. So once you've got these locked in place on the flow, you just twist this lock clockwise, and then that locks that into place just like a screw, stops it being able to pivot. Really cool that these companies are starting to engineer things like this and being able to customize them so much more than before. I think it's really, absolutely, I know for me, going to make my ride better. So yeah, we'll get a feel. I'm not even sure if I've put these on correctly because it's too hot and I need to get rolling, but we'll stop once we get some air moving. We'll stop again and just make sure, tidy things up. What's going on? There's trouble afoot. And you know how we went down this scary path before? I forgot that I'd stuck some Shredlights to my feet. And then we came tearing through this little pathway, clipping everything we could. Ah! The power of the shred. Oh. It's good, I was just getting to the moral of the story and we stumbled upon it. You know, I said at the start, perhaps Velcro on your foot is not such a good idea. But you know, with the battery life of this, I probably could have come back at night time if I hadn't found it, and it would have just been like a beacon. pretty happy about that. I didn't want to lose that. So, you know, there's a lesson for today. Don't stick things to your feet, because they're going to fall off. It's not rocket science, Fortenberg. It's not rocket science. So the deadly snaky path again. Let's do this. Hey, thanks again. That was just a little bit of a bonus footage for sticking around. I don't know where I'll put it. But I'm really hot. I'm like moist with sweat. I've really gunged up my favourite E-Riders t-shirt. So I'm going to go home, get all these kids, do the washing up, all those chores that we love so much. Okay, we'll see you next time for another video. Bye.